I walk through winters that would break a weaker man. Across the frozen fields of everything I had. They took the fire first, and then they took the light, and left me with the cold to figure out the night. I learned to eat the silence like it was a meal. I learned to treat the loneliness like something I could feel. Not as a wound, but as a teacher, as a guide. The emptiness outside was smaller than the one inside. This is the way to winter, that no summer fully heals. This is the price of standing, when every bone just wants to kneel. But I am still here, still here, still standing in the cold. And everything they tried to break just made me iron and old. The men who left me for the dead have built their lives. They drink their wine at tables lit with candles and with lights. I don't begrudge them warmth, I just refuse to freeze. I built my fire slowly from the splinters of their trees. They said survive the winter and you'll understand the spring. I'll never chase the flowers, I just learned what cold can bring. This is the way to winter, that no summer fully heals. This is the price of standing, when every bone just wants to kneel. But I am still here, still here, still standing in the cold. And everything they try to bury just turned to iron and gold. You don't know till you watched him freeze alone. You don't know what a man is worth till you watched him build a home from nothing, from ash, from the ruins of a life they said was done. I am still here, that would break a weaker man, and I am still walking. 2 a.m. the phone rings, and I know before I answer that someone's in a room they shouldn't be in on their own. I dress without complaint, because that's what this kind of life asks, and drive into the dark to bring somebody safely home. They never ask the ones they call how many times they've done it. They never ask what weight accumulates across the years. They just know the number, and they dial it when it's critical, and trust that I'll be standing when the dust of it clears. I am the one they call when the night gets too heavy to carry.
I am the one they call
When the story gets too hard to narrate. I don't ask for credit, I don't ask for a thank you.
I am the one they call,
And that is enough for now. I've pulled men from the edges of decisions that were permanent. I've sat in hospital corridors till morning turned to light. I've been the only number in the phone that still meant safety, and I've done it because someone had to do it right. But I'll tell you what nobody asks, the one they always call. He goes home to an empty room and makes his own way through the night. Without a number, he could die. Time. I am the one they call, not from duty, from design, because somebody has to be the steady in the storm.
I am the one they call,
And I was built for this and more. was born in the dark before I knew what light was for. In rooms where men worked tired and walls held quiet wars. No silver in the bloodline, no safety net below. Just a fire in my chest and nowhere else to go. They said that where you start in life is where you're meant to end. That blood will tell on everything, and fate will never bend. But I have watched the ceilings fall on men who thought they stood above, and I have seen the floors become the thrones of those who chose to shove. I am not what I was given, I am what I chose to take. Every version of myself before was practice for what I would make. I was born in the dark, but I will not die there. I was built from the cold, but I carry the fire. Every scar on my hands is a chapter of proof that a man who wants nothing can never take you. Born in the dark, born to rise. I wore the same clothes for a season, not from shame but choice. I was saving every fragment, building power, finding voice. I studied every man above me, how he walked and where he slipped. And I waited till I knew the game before I made my trip. They say you cannot choose your beginning, but you own your middle page. And I have written every chapter of my life in careful rage. I was born in the dark, but I will not die there. I was built from the cold, but I carry the fire. Every scar on my hands is a chapter of proof that a man who wants nothing can never take you. To every man who's standing at the bottom, looking up, to every hand that's empty and every empty cup, to every voice that told you that your blood decides your worth. Let them watch, just let them watch, let them see what you're worth. You were born for more than what they gave you at the start. You were built from harder things, let it show the world your heart. I was born in the dark and I carried my own light. I was written up before I started and I own the night. I was born in the dark, and I carried my own light. made into a truth. Born in the dark, born to rise, born to prove that the dark made me. Born to dark. I was born in the dark before I knew what light was for. In rooms where men worked tired and walls held quiet wars. No silver in the bloodline, no safety net below. Just a fire in my chest and nowhere else to go. They said that where you start in life is where you're meant to end. That blood will tell on everything and fate will never bend. But I have watched the ceilings fall on men who thought they stood above. And I have seen the floors become the thrones of those who chose to shove. I am not what I was given, I am what I chose to take. Every version of myself before was practice for what I would make. I was born in the dark, but I will not die there. I was built from the cold, but I carry the fire. The smoke above the city tells me everything I need. Which men have lost their hunger and which men have learned to bleed. I count the streets below me and I name them every one. Every road was paid for long before the job was done. I don't celebrate the victories, I mark the date in stone. Every empire built in silence starts with being alone. Smoke in silence, that's the only life I know. Smoke in silence, where the cold and ruthless go. I'll be standing when the fires turn to ash, and everything you thought was yours didn't last. My enemies read books on how to beat a man like me, but books don't teach the patience born from real poverty. I watched and waited till the timing was exact. Moved so quiet by the time they knew, no turning back. They call it darkness, but it's just a room without their light. I was built to navigate exactly this kind That's the only life I know. Smoke and silence, where the cold and ruthless go. I'll be standing when the fire's turned to ash, and everything you thought was yours didn't last. I've sat in rooms where men decided fates, shaking hands that carried nothing but mistakes. Sign my name to things that history won't forgive, but every man must choose exactly how he's going to live. Don't talk to me about the light. I made my peace with the night. That's the only life I know. Smoke and silence, smoke and silence, where the cold and ruthless go. I'll be standing when the fire's turned to ash, and everything you thought was yours didn't last. I shook his hand a little longer than I had to. I looked him in the eye the way you do when it's the last. I didn't say the words that would have told him what was coming. I just memorized his face and let the moment pass. She poured the coffee one more time and stood beside the window. I watched her like a man who's memorizing light. I took the coat, I took the key, I left the photograph behind and closed the door so gently, like it wasn't closing night. This is the last goodbye that nobody will name. This is the door that closes and never opens the same. I don't get a ceremony, I don't get a final scene, just a morning full of ordinary things and the space between. I drove through every street that built the man I was becoming. I stopped once at the corner where the whole thing had begun. I sat with it for longer than a ghost has got the right to, then pointed toward the highway, and I drove into the sun. No anger in the leaving, no regret in the design, just the understanding that some exits aren't resignations. They are simply time. This is the last goodbye, the kind that goes unsaid. This is the last goodbye for a man the world thinks dead. Not gone, just somewhere different. Not lost, just finally free. This is the last goodbye from the last version of me.
I made an oath in a room with no windows to men who would hold it until they were dust. I placed my hand on a language of silence and swore to the things that a man swears in trust. Not God, not country, not law as they write it, but something more ancient than all of that weight. The code that was handed from father to father, the oath that arrives at the end, never late. They say oaths are broken, they say codes are fiction. They've never stood in the room where it's real. This is the oath I was given and kept. This is the code that I carried while others slept. This is the weight that I chose at the door. This is the life of a man who swore not to be righteous, not to be clean, but to be what he said and to mean what he means. This is the oath and it holds me still past the grave of the men and past the code of the will. Have seen men break it, I have seen what it costs. I have watched the unsworn build their houses on frost, and I have seen seen them collapse when the season came cold, because a man without an oath has nothing to hold. Not judge of others, just keeper of mine. The oath doesn't care about your bottom line. This is the oath I was given and kept. This is the code that I carried when others slept. This is the weight that I welcomed at the door. This is the life of a man who swore. When they ask what I stood for, I won't have to think. It was never about the empire or the power or the drink. It was about the word I gave in a room with no light, and the fact that 40 years later I kept it tonight. I kept the oath. I kept the oath. When it cost me everything, I kept the oath. And that kept the oath. That is my everything. Of a man who never put the oath down. Never put it down. Never put it down. Seven years is a number until it becomes your life. Seven years is a sentence until it becomes your night. That carves out everything that's soft and leaves the hardest grain. 7 years of who you were, becoming who remains. 7 years I counted ceilings. 7 years I learned the floor. 7 years I built a silence. 7 years and then one door. And what came through that door was not the man who went inside. 7 years don't just pass through you. 7 years decide. The man outside kept living. The world adjusted without me. I studied it through letters and what the absence of them told me. The ones who rode in the a test of contracts. Most of them, they've been. I don't ask for sympathy for what I did to earn the years. A man owns his decisions, including the ones that cost him here. But I'll tell you what the years gave back that no one talks about enough. They gave me the ability to sit still without going soft. Not angry, just true. 7 years in the dark, and I came out knowing how to see in it. Seven years I counted mornings. 7 years I learned myself. 7 years removed from comfort. 7 years, the greatest wealth of time spent with your own mind until it stops fighting you. 7 years I paid the cost, and I came back renewed. She wore the kind of silence that a man could live inside. She never asked me what I did or told me where to hide. She poured my coffee every morning like the world was clean, love me past the edges of the places I had been. I told her she deserved a better world than mine to walk. She said she chose me knowing, and we never spoke of it again in talk. Ivory and Ash, that's what we were. A beautiful collision of the clean and the obscure. She was the light I never felt I'd earned the right to hold, and I was the fire that kept her warm and left her in the cold. Ivory and ash. I missed the night she needed me. There was business to attend. I told myself I'd make it right. That isn't how it ends. She left no letter, left no word, just a gardenia on the sill, the kind she always wore in spring. I keep it with me still. A man can rule a city, hold the dark within his fist, but can't explain the warmth that comes from being truly missed. Ivory and ash, that's what we
much as losing her to this life. She was the only thing I built that mattered, and I let the work destroy the one thing that was real. Ivory and ash,
Ivory and ash,
that's what we were.
that's what we were.
A beautiful destruction of the clean against the blur. She was the grace I never felt I'd earned, the right to keep. And I am the winter she deserved to never have to meet. Ivory and ash. Ivory and ash. I have never needed to raise my voice to make room. No, I am there. The ones who shout the loudest have the least amount to share. I learned this from the winters in the rooms where men decide that the quietest presence at the table has the most inside. Silence is my language, the most fluent tongue I own. Silence is my message to a room full of the known. You fill the air with signal, I fill mine with space. And the man who understands silence controls the pace, controls the place. They ask me what I'm thinking when I haven't said a word. I think how much already have I let you think you've heard. Every pause is purposeful, every gap a door I hold. The man who learns to use the silence is the man who owns the cold. Silence is my language, the only one I need. Silence is the pressure that makes the room conceive. Oh, 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 oh. I have watched men nervous in the absence of my speech. I have watched them fill the quiet with exactly what I see. Their own admission, their own fear, their own need to be heard. And that is how you learn a room without saying a single word. Silence is my language, and I am fluent in the dark. Silence is my empire, and the quietest is the mark of a man who doesn't need it, the approval or the stage. Silence is the loudest thing on any given page. She poured my coffee without asking how I took it. After the second morning, she just knew. She never asked me where I'd been the night before. Just moved around the kitchen, quiet and true. She found the things I kept inside the lining of my coat. She put them back and never said a word. Some women run from what they find inside a man like me. She was the only one who stayed, and that I heard. She knew what I was, and she stayed anyway. She knew what the nights cost, and she greeted every day. She never asked me to be something I was not. She just loved the broken parts of me that the rest of the world forgot. She knew what I was. I tried to build a wall between her and the work I did, pretend that there were two of me. She saw right through it. She said one night while I was leaving, come back in one piece. I said I always do. She said so far. I never deserved the way she looked at me, with full eyes and no accusation. I never deserved the grace of a woman who understood the complication. And I would burn every empire I built to have her back for one more morning. knew what I was. She knew, and she stayed.
There was a version of my life that looked a certain way. A bigger room, a longer table, more men doing what I say. I was almost there, the door was barely inches from my hand, when I looked back and saw the only thing I'd ever planned. The kitchen lit in yellow, and a voice I recognized as the only thing that mattered if I stripped away the lies. I turned around from everything I'd spent a decade chasing, and I walked back into ordinary, and I call it amazing. This is the one I chose instead of everything I could have been. This is the life I picked above the empire and the dream. I don't know if I got it right by the measures men keep score, but I know that I chose this, and I choose this evermore. The men I knew who took the throne, I watched them from a distance. Some built more than I did, some lost more than they'd admit. I raised my children in a house that always smelled like dinner, and I don't think I lost the game. I think I changed what winning meant. The empire would have taken what I gave to her instead. The throne would have required the very thing I valued more than any crown could ever pay me back. Quiet devastation, not sadness, just truth. I chose this, I would choose this every single time. This is the one I chose instead. Not the lesson, just the real. This is the life that cost me everything that I was glad to feel. Not the story that they write about, not the name they carve in stone, but the one that called me back every time I wandered from home. I was born in the dark before I knew what light was for. In rooms where men worked tired and walls held quiet wars. No silver in the bloodline, no safety net below. Just a fire in my chest and nowhere else to go. They say that where you start in life is where you're meant to end. That blood will tell on everything, and fate will never bend. But I have watched the ceilings fall on men who thought they stood above, and I have seen the flaws become the thrones of those who chose to shove. I am not what I was given.
I am not what I was given.
I am what I chose to take.
I am what I chose to take.
Every version of myself before was practiced for what I would make. I was born in the dark, but I will not die there. I was built from the cold, but I carry the fire. Every scar on my hands is a chapter of proof that a man who wants nothing can never take you. Born in the dark,
Born in the dark,
born to rise. I wore the same clothes for a season, not from shame but choice. I was saving every fragment, building power, finding voice. I studied every man above me, how he walked and where he slipped, and I waited till I knew the game before I made my trip. They say you cannot choose your beginning,
but you own your middle page
and I have written every chapter of my life
in careful read.
I was born in the dark,
Born in the dark,
but I will not die there.
will not die there.
I was built from the cold,
Built from the cold,
but I carry the fire. Every scar on my hands
born in the dark,
is a chapter of proof
chapter of proof
that a man who wants nothing can never take you. To every man who's standing at the bottom looking up, to every hand that's empty and every emptied cup, to every voice that told you that your blood decides your worth, let them watch,
just let 'em watch.
let them see what you're worth. You were born for more than what they gave you at the start. You were built from harder things. Let it show the world your heart. I was born in the dark,
Born in the dark,
and I carried my own light.
born in the dark,
I was written off before I started,
born in the dark,
and I own the night. I was born in the dark,
I was born in the dark,
but I will not die there.
but
Born in the dark, born in the dark, born to rise, born to prove that the dark made me. I watched my father age inside a room that fear had built. He carried every decision like a lifetime full of guilt. His hands were always steady, but his eyes had learned to hide the cost of what he'd built for us and kept us all inside. He called me to his bedside in the winter of his reign and handed me the burden with a pride that looked like pain. The son inherits everything the father chose to bear, the weight of every promise made and every silent prayer. The throne was never golden, it was iron in disguise, and I became my father through my father's own demise. The son inherits. I wear his coat in winter when the business calls me out. I learned his way of listening, so I never have to shout. The men who served him bow to me. They think they see him still, and maybe that's the greatest gift, to carry forward his will. Some sons inherit money, some inherit names and land. I inherited a kingdom that required a steady hand. The son inherits everything the father chose to bear, the weight of every promise made and every silent prayer. The throne was never golden, it was iron in disguise, and I became my father through my father's own demise. I never told him that I understood until the day I couldn't anymore. I never told him that I forgave the life he chose behind that door. I would have chosen different, but I would have chosen him. Every time, every weight, every burden, and every sin. Whoa. The son inherits everything, including what he cannot say. I shook his hand a little longer than I had to. I looked him in the eye the way you do when it's the last. I didn't say the words that would have told him what was coming. I just memorized his face and let the moment pass. She poured the coffee one more time and stood beside the window. I watched her like a man who's memorizing light. I took the coat, I took the key, I left the photograph behind and closed the door so gently, like it wasn't closing night. This is the last goodbye that nobody will name. This is the door that closes and never opens the same. I don't get a ceremony, I don't get a final scene, just a morning full of ordinary things and the space between. I drove through every street that built the man I was becoming. I stopped once at the corner where the whole thing had begun. I sat with it for longer than a ghost has got the right to, then pointed toward the highway and I drove into the sun. No anger in the leaving, no regret in the design, just the understanding that some exits aren't resignations, they are simply time. This is the last goodbye, the kind that goes unsaid. This is the last goodbye for a man the world thinks dead. Not gone, just somewhere different, not lost, just finally free.
This is the last goodbye from the last version of me. You were the first man I admired, who wasn't just a fantasy. You had the way of reading rooms I wanted you to teach to me. I watched how you moved between the men who had the power and the door. I studied every choice you made. I wanted to become more. Then I started being more, and you became a different thing. And the lesson you taught best of all was what a threatened teacher brings. The teacher's sin is fear of what the student has become. The teacher's sin is burning what he spent his lifetime building from. You gave me every tool I have, and then you used them against me. The teacher's sin is teaching, son, and then becoming the enemy. I think about the afternoon you told them what I planned. I think about the calculation, how deliberate, how planned. You smiled at me 2 days before and called me your best work, then dismantled every structure I had built, deliberate and curt. I don't know what you feared most, that I'd surpass or that I'd fail. Either way, the ending was the same. The teacher turned the nail. The teacher's sin is fear of what the student has become. The teacher's sin is burning everything the lessons had begun. I won't be angry here. You don't deserve my anger. You deserve something much worse, which is my absolute indifference. Everything you built in me, I used, just not for you. The teacher's sin is what he did. The student's response is this: I built a world from what you gave me, and you're not on the list.
7 years is a number until it becomes your life. 7 years is a sentence until it becomes your knife that carves out everything that's soft and leaves the heart as grain. 7 years of who you were, becoming who remains. 7 years I counted ceilings. 7 years I learned the floor. 7 years I built a silence. 7 years and then one door. And what came through that door was not the man who went inside. 7 years don't just pass through you. 7 years decide. The men outside kept living. The world adjusted without me. I studied it through letters and what the absence of them told me. The ones who wrote in the beginning were not the ones who wrote at the end. 7 years is a test of contracts. Most of them, they bend. I don't ask for sympathy for what I did to earn the years. A man owns his decisions, including the ones that cost him here. But I'll tell you what the years gave back that no one talks about enough. They gave me the ability to sit still without going soft. Not angry, just true. 7 years in the dark, and I came out knowing how to see it. 7 years I counted mornings. 7 years I learned myself. 7 years removed from comfort. 7 years, the greatest wealth of time spent with your own mind, until it stops fighting you. 7 years I paid the cost, and I came back renewed. If I could send the world back to the boy I used to be, standing at the corner of the life he couldn't see, I wouldn't change the hard parts, I'd just change the frame. I'd tell him what looks like destruction has another name. I tell him trust the silence more than they say. I tell him the men who leave the quickest
let them go today. I tell him, build your patience like you're building stone on stone, and learn the difference between being lonely and alone. Letter to a younger man, didn't know the plan, who thought the storm was punishment instead of reprimand, for something great awaiting on the other side of fear. Letter to a younger man, I wish that you could hear. I tell him, every enemy will teach you something true. I tell them, the ones who doubt you, work and let them review. I tell him, love the people who will look you in the eye and walk beside the darkness without asking you to lie. Most of all, I tell him, you're gonna be tested in ways that don't seem fair, in ways that feel like ending. Hold on, just hold on. What's coming is worth everything that's going. You are never as alone as you believe. You are never as broken as you feared. Everything you needed, you already had. You just couldn't see it from in there. Letter to a younger man who carried more than he should, who thought the weight meant something wrong when it meant something good, who learned that scars are just the proof that you were here and real. Letter to a younger man, from the man you had to build.
I remember your name. Not the way that the wounded remember. Not with anger, not with fire. Just the way a man remembers a number he intends to call. I remember what you said and what you didn't say, and what your silence in that room cost me every single day. I remember your name. I remember the chair you sat in. I remember the hand you extended while the other one was planning. I remember your name. Don't think that I forgot. Don't build your life too high on a foundation I have not. I remember your name. You moved across the city like a man who'd walked away clean. You told yourself the story where you're somewhere in between. Not guilty, not exactly, just surviving like we all do. But surviving on the grave of what you buried, that's on you. I remember your name. I remember the chair you sat in. I remember the hand you extended while the other one was planning. I remember your name. Don't think I forgot. I've just been building everything on the foundation of what's not. I don't need to explain what comes next. You already know what a man who remembers and says nothing has in store. I just wanted you to know that I remember your name. I remember your name. I remember every detail. I've had years of practice and patience never fails. I remember your name.
My grandfather came with nothing but his name. He built his world with both his hands through fire and shame. They called our family crooked, called our blood a curse. But every man I've met in church has done far worse. He told me on his deathbed, with a candle burning low, there are two kinds of honor, son, the kind they see and the kind you know. There is blood on the marble where the innocent have knelt. There are prayers in the darkness for the hands that mercy dealt. We are not the villains that they wrote about in books. We are fathers, we are brothers. They just never thought to look. Blood on the marble. I named my firstborn after every man I had to break. I kept a record of each choice and what was truly at stake. Not proud of every chapter, not ashamed of what I am. A man is what his circumstances built him. Understand? They light their candles for the saints and spit upon our doors, but behind their holy silence they have done far worse than war. There is blood on the marble where the innocent have knelt. There are prayers in the darkness for the hands that mercy dealt. We are not the villains that they wrote about in books. We are fathers, we are brothers. They just never thought to look. My father said, loyalty is not a word, it is a life. Silence is not weakness, it is a sharpened knife. And a man who breaks his word has already died. He just hasn't stopped breathing yet inside. We bled for this ground, we prayed for this life, and still they called us animals, and still they sharpen the knife. There is blood on the marble where the innocent have knelt. There are prayers in the darkness for the hands that mercy dealt. We are not the villains that they wrote about in books. We are fathers, we are brothers. Take a closer look. Blood on